Jeff Anderson. I'm helping with the Glittertails and Pearl Staff. It's a double 10 bait that we've been having a lot of success catching. One thing I like about, there's a lot of inline on the straight shaft, non-jointed double 10s out there. One thing about these, they'll cast farther, so when they fold, they get better cast distance with them. Another thing with them that I like is when you bring them in on a figure 8, you give a straight line double 10, they'll follow the edge. This one you can run a little snap, maybe a little extra jet. Another thing I like about them is Jim has designed a heavy version, and I also have the light shaft version. Now the heavy version, if you're fishing a deeper weed line or a deeper lake, if you're covering want to get down from the water column a little heavier, this is heavier than most of the straight line double 10s out there. This one's lighter, so if you're fishing over rocks or cover, or if you're night fishing and you want to slow it down, it's a huge difference. Like woods, if you're fishing with water or less, usually can schedule for night fishing. If you slow it down into the cabin, it's nice to get two different zones you can run with on these. Another thing I like about the jointed like this, when you get a fish, a lot of times, those who use bucktails for a long time, when you get a straight bucktail like that, there's a lot more leverage for the fish to get and work itself on hook. Here where it's hooked, you get the bait folded up more, you get better hooking as well. So those are a couple of things that I like. Another thing that's nice about this as well is it's really easy to switch out blades. Now this particular one, in the light version, 2 years ago in Canada, we were catching a lot of fish on them, but they were going on a different color blade. A friend of mine called, I switched the blade out, and ended up catching quite a few fish on them. Well, that's a nice thing, because sometimes I feel color makes a difference. You can change blades out real fast. Another thing too is sometimes if the skirting gets worn out or destroyed, but you really like the blade assembly, it gives you a lot of different options. Versus a lot of them that are single, you don't have those kind of options. I'll cast one out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This one's called the Bronze Beast that's on here. And this one's caught a lot of fish. I mean, actually, the tail on here is a new tail. The old tail was destroyed. I cut the hooks all off. It was all beat up. So this is a new tail. This one actually has caught fish already, but the blade assembly is the same. And if you get a bait that works, it is don't toy with it. The blade assembly on that has got something different than other blade assemblies, and I'll talk about that in a minute. We'll watch it come in. But this one's a heavy, so I can sink it down. The lighter one will go higher in the water column. Now watch when it skirts the skirt puffs up nice. Watch when I come in with the figure 8. You can do a little, see how it'll actually change direction with it a little bit by just giving it a little snap. See how that pulses? A regular inline 10 won't do that when it's a straight shaft. You can do a lot of different things with that, and that will trigger a fish. Another thing too that we found is with a lot of these baits, if you get a bait, there was an article in one of the muskie magazines that's talking about if you get a bait that doesn't run a little bit true, that lateral line is so sensitive on a lot of the muskies that if you think about it, I was talking to somebody the other day about it, if you come in with a bait and everything's looking normal, let's say we have school bait fish coming through, everything's normal, and one of the fish is not as good as the other one, which one's going to get targeted by the muskie? The one that's a little bit on the west, right? One thing I think about the Glittertail, that we've got a lot of fish moving, is there's a different vibration that you get off them than what you get off the straight solid shaft double 10s, the jointed. There's a lot that I feel will definitely outfit the straight Jim's got that, I think it's
a little over 3.
A little over 3 ounces, and the light is 2?
Well, it's probably about ½ ounce less, 2.8 ounces or something like that. A little over ½ ounce.
There's a couple other things that are real interesting about this as well. Here's the light. You can watch this one come in. This will ride a little higher. See how easy it rides higher? So you can slow it down if you're slow rolling the bait or coming through some shallow cover. No problem.
Is that the Night Stalker?
This is the Night Stalker.
Nice.
And I had one Night Stalker that finally just blew up. But I had the first two fish I caught, if you don't mind my sharing, it was a 42 and a 43. And then I had two 48s, two 49s, a 50, a 51, a 52, and a 53 before it was just done.
Destroyed it.
It was just, I mean, the head, the